Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
In front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making three. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to live coverage of Averett Volleyball here on the Averett Sports Network, brought to you by Flow College. I'm Drew Wilson, and I'm bringing you tonight's game between the Cougars and the Randolph-Macon College Yellow Jackets. Cougars coming into this one with a 2-7 record on the year, coming off a loss down at Guilford to start ODAC play. Lost 3-1 earlier this week, at the end of last week. Randolph-Macon, meanwhile, 6-2 on the season, riding a 2-match win streak after taking matches from Muhlenberg and Cedar Crest last Saturday. Cougars wearing their navy blue uniforms tonight. They'll be starting out on the left side of your screen. Randolph-Macon in the white jerseys on the right side here. Two coaches in their first season with their programs. Emma Nash taking over as head coach for the Cougars this year after playing the last 5 years for the Cougars. Meanwhile, Kelsey Goodman in her first year at Randolph-Macon. And Yellow Jackets have the serve here. It'll be Mia Good sending that one over, dug by Rains. Cougars set up Sydney Mounts, and she puts it in for the first point of the night for the Cougars. Mounts coming off a huge game at Guilford. In the Cougars' last matchup, had 19 kills in that one. Mounts back to serve here. She'll send it over. And nice dig there by Rains on the attack by Latch. And tough set there. Trying to find Ella Courtney, but a little miscommunication and mistiming there, and it will be a Cougars point. They are up 2-0. Here on Randolph-Macon. Mounts back to serve again, sends it over. And the setter, Caitlin Smith, able to drop that one, dumped it off to the side for the Yellow Jackets' first point of the night. And now Courtney back to serve here for Randolph-Macon. A sophomore out of Arlington, Virginia, sends it over. The Lions sends it back over here. The Yellow Jackets try to push it to that back corner, and they find success with Allison Latz, the sophomore out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, just out of the reach of the Cougars there. And that'll tie things up 2-2. Courtney back to serve again. Reception by Rains. Now the Cougars play it off to Wilkerson. Nobody home as she drops it in for a point, and the Cougars retake the 3-2 lead here. Bree Larios checks in for Rains, the Cougars libero, as Wilkerson sends it over on the serve. Good job by Wilkerson to stay with that one. Now Mounts with the attack, sends it out long. Evens the score at 3-3. First sub of the night coming. It'll be Millie Mock, the senior. Smith with the serve. Now the Cougars on the attack. And I believe that was Valines that put that one in the back corner for a point. Cougars inch ahead 4-3. Couple subs coming in. Nina Moore checks in for the Cougars, along with one of their freshmen, Alyssa Hatcher. Hatcher back to serve, sends it over. Averett setting up Moore, sends it over, good dig by Kaplan, and now Yellow Jackets put it down for a point right in the middle of the court. I believe that was Marie Hall. Allison Latch back to serve here for the Yellow Jackets, tied 4-4. That one, good job by Cougars to get that one up, but even better job by the Yellow Jackets there at the net. as Hall able to put that one down. 5-4 your score here in favor of Randolph-Macon in the first set. Latch back to serve. Mounts with the reception. Now Cougars trying to get it over and unable to. I believe should probably go down as a block. Averett never controlled it after Hall got up and blocked it. Not sure if somebody else got their hands up as well there, but either way, Yellow Jacket point, 6-4 the score. Rains with the reception. Now Hatcher sets it for Valines, and she drops it in. Found an open spot in that Randolph-Macon defense. Valines in her first year with the Cougars, transferred in last spring, so got to spend a little bit of the spring with Averett. Now she's back to serve. And Macon able to get that one in off the fingertips. I believe that was Mock that sent that one over. Caitlin Kaplan, the senior libero out of Norfolk, Virginia. Back to serve. Sends it over. Rains now to Hatcher. Now Larios. Good dig there by Kaplan. Now Averett trying to attack. Mounts. Sends it over Kaplan right there though. And the dump by Smith finds the floor. And the Yellow Jackets inch ahead here by 3, 8-5. Kaplan sends it over. Mounts with the reception. Moore sets it. Now back to Mounts and can't get a good swing on it. A little off balance there. As Randolph-Macon finding a little momentum here. Kaplan back to serve. Mounts gets it to the net, but Hatcher unable to get it up. Looked like Emma Nash was trying to call a timeout, but the ref did not see her, and she changed her mind at the last second. Actually, I think they changed that point. So the Cougars actually won that point. Rains back to serve for Averett. Play up to Mock. Mock with a big swing, but Valines there. Now Hadger back to Valines. Mock able to put that one past Rains as Averett gets the point. We'll see Karen Kwiatek check in. She'll go back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Kwiatek, the sophomore out of McDonough, Georgia. Fires this one over. Mounts there to Hatcher. Now Cougars. Little misplay there. Hatcher didn't get up. I think a little miscommunication with Wilkinson, but Allie Wilkerson able to get it over and dropped it in for the point. So it all worked out in the end. Maybe just not how they drew that one up. And it'll be a point for the Cougars. 11-6 your score. Now Dayton Moore back to serve, the senior. Stan, Virginia nearly got that one in for an ace, but Randolph-Macon with the attack, and they get the point. Cougars unable to control that one. Now Good back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. And finds the net there on the service error. Now Mounts back to score for the Cougars. Mounts, the junior out of Walnut Cove, North Carolina, having a great season. 2.61 kills per set. And a big block at the net by Wilkerson and Valines. Cougars send it, able to collect that. So now, good play there. Now Valines hits it across court. Rains with the set. Now Rachel Green sends it to the back corner. But good defense there by Randolph-Macon. But another good play at the net by Wilkerson. And it ends up being a Cougar point. As Averett clawing back into this one, 11-10 your score. As Mount's still serving for the Cougars. This one's sent over. Latch tries to find the middle of the court, but Moore able to get her hands on it, but no one there to serve it, to set it. And it does fall in for the Yellow Jackets. As Ella Courtney now back to serve. Randolph-Macon leading by 2 here in this first set. And that one magically gets over. Great play by the Cougars to keep that alive. Now Hall sends it home. Mounts, good effort there. One to get the first initial ball over, but lead out for that one just a little bit out of her reach. And reception there. Ace for the Yellow Jackets makes it 14-10. And the Cougars able to push it over. And look at that. Again, another play that Averett able to adapt and get the point. Pushing that ball over to keep it alive, and it falls right in. Allie Wilkerson now back to serve, the junior out of Hillsborough, North Carolina. Latch with a powerful swing there and drops it in. Averett hanging tight, but every time they make a little run, Randolph-Macon able to answer here. Valines. And the Cougars able to get the kill there. Now Hatcher and Moore back in for Averett. Hatcher back to serve. Freshman out of Kinston, North Carolina. And that one, Hatcher able to keep it up and overpass across to Randolph-Macon. Hall trying to dump it in the middle, but Nina Moore there. Now Hatcher over to Valines. Valines sends it to the back line. Good there. Now Hall able to put it down for another Macon point. (16-12) your score as Allison Hatch back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Hatcher with the set. Moore. Good adapting there by the Yellow Jackets to get it over. Now Averett with the attack. Moore sending it to the back. Latch able to keep it up. Now good with the attack. Averett counters with a big swing there by Mounts, but a little long. No touch. And the Cougars take a timeout here. Down 17-12.
Health has the heart care you need to stay healthy. As a Duke Health affiliate in heart care, they are backed by the latest Duke guidelines and research, providing our community with enhanced quality health care. Whether it's cardiac screening or emergency heart care at their accredited chest pain center, they provide quality treatment close to home. Sova Health, heart care to live your healthiest life. Visit online at sovahealth.com randolph.macon.edu/heart.
And welcome back. Randolph-Macon leads 17-12 here in the opening set. Coming out of the timeout by Averett. Averett head coach Emma Nash trying to talk some strategy during the timeout. Reigns with the over. Now Good tries to put it down and finds a spot down the line for the point. 18-12 now your score. That one falls in between Mounts and Reigns. A little miscommunication there. And Randolph-Macon now up by 7. So the Cougars can find a little rally here to get back a little closer here in this first set. Mounts with the reception now. Hatcher over to Moore. Moore. Her attack dug by Latch, and I believe that was Mock that sent that one in for another kill. 20-12 the score. Latch with the serve. Hatcher sends Moore. Moore tries to find that back line, drops it in just inside of it for an Averett point. And that's just what the Cougars needed. Get the side out. So the line's back to serve. The junior out of Wilmington, North Carolina, puts it over. Mock with a big swing, but goes long. No touch at the net, so will be an Averett point. And now Averett trying to claw back down 20-14. Valines with the serve. Ball sends it over for the Yellow Jackets. Now Moore dumps it in. Just a little roll shot, falls in. Nobody there for the Yellow Jackets. And the gym starting to get behind the Cougars here. 20-15 the score. Good with the attack, but a good dig there by Hatcher. Now Mounts with a swing. Mounts another chance at it, but off the side of her hand, and it'll be a point for the Yellow Jackets there. (21-15). Kaplan back to serve. Mounts to Hatcher, now back to Mounts, puts it down. Hit it between the blockers. Reigns back to serve, the sophomore out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Starting libero here in the first set. Puts it over and gets the ace. Latch couldn't get down in time. And timeout called by Randolph-Macon here as Averett back within 21-17. We'll take a quick break. Welcome back to Averett Women's Volleyball here on the Averett Sports Network, brought to you by Flow College. I'm Drew Wilson. In the first set, Averett trails 21-17 to Randolph-Macon, but the Cougars have the serve as Kylie Rains back, coming out of the timeout by Randolph-Macon. Nice dig there by Valines. Now the Cougars set up mounts. And Mock able to put it down after the touch by the Cougars, and Yellow Jackets inching closer to a first set victory, 22-17. Kwiatek back to serve after checking back into the lineup. Lines with the reception, now attacked by Mounts, and that drops in off the fingertips of that front line at the net for an Averett point. And Dayton Moore and Rachel Green back in for the Cougars. And there's a couple of players on this Averett roster you'd love to see in this position, and Dayton Moore is one of them, back to serve, a senior. Sends this one over. And another good play there by Moore. Able to get the ball up a couple times in a row there. And it drops in. Averett able to battle and scramble there to get the point on a couple really nice plays by Dayton Moore. Moore sends this one over, and Yellow Jackets able to play it over barely. Now good with the attack, and a block assist at the net by Wilkerson and Rachel Green. And now Averett back within 22-20. This one not over, folks. Here in the first set, Moore back to serve. Good with the reception. Now the attack by Courtney. Averett now goes with Mounts. And Averett nearly saved it, but good. Able to get the ball down. A little pinball action, ricocheted around before falling in for the point. 23-20 now the score. Here with Good, the freshman out of Chesapeake, back to serve. And in the net, Cougars catch a break. And Sydney Mounts back to serve here for Averett. Sends it over. Does set up Latch, sends it out wide. And the Cougars back within one, and we might see another timeout. We will see a timeout as Kelsey Goodman calls her second timeout of the set. And we'll take it with them here on the Averett Sports Network. Averett back within one. And welcome back. 23-22 the score. The Yellow Jackets ahead, but Averett trying to come back here. Mounts back to serve for the Cougars. And barely get it over do the Yellow Jackets. Now Averett looking to attack. Valines able to get the kill off the hands of the Yellow Jackets front line. And we got a solid first set here, tied 23-23. Mounts back to serve. This one sent up now. Latch with the attack. Averett Moore over to Green. Green trying to get that one in. Yellow Jackets able to get it back over though. Now Moore back to Wilkerson. She'll try to get it over that front line now. A little back and forth, and it drops in for a Yellow Jackets point. Tough break there for the Cougars. Looked like they had the advantage there, but just couldn't get it to fall. 24-23, and now set point here for the Yellow Jackets as Ella Courtney, the sophomore, back to serve. Averett's fought hard to get back in this one, down I think as many as maybe 7 or 8. Mounts over to Moore, now to Wilkerson. Good dig there by Courtney, and now the attack by Latch, and that's going to be a point, and that'll be the first set, 25-23, going to the Yellow Jackets. Cougars fought hard to come back, but fall just a tiny bit short here as Randolph-Macon takes the 1-0 lead. We'll take it with them here at the break.
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
King in front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making three. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
And welcome back. About to start set 2 here. Randolph-Macon able to hold off Averett 25-23 in the first set to take a 1-0 lead here in this ODAC matchup between the Cougars and Yellow Jackets. Averett now moving over to the right side on your screen. Yellow Jackets on the left in their white jerseys. These two teams played one common opponent so far. Both have played William Peace University. Averett's played Peace twice, lost the first one 3-0, but came back to win in 5 at William Peace on September 6th, about a week later. Randolph-Macon played Peace on September 12th and lost in 5, so if you're looking for any common things there, they have one in play. Dayton Moore with the serve for the Cougars, but Randolph-Macon able to get the first point here in set 2. Mia Good back to serve. And Mounts couldn't handle the serve there on the reception. Another point for Randolph-Macon. Both teams have played one conference match coming into today. Averett dropped a match 3-1 at Guilford. As another ace for the Yellow Jackets. Randolph-Macon picked up a win in their ODAC opener back on September 10th. A 3-0 victory at Randolph, or against Randolph, I should say. As Hatcher trying to send that one over. Now Raines just pushes it over and gets the point. Good heads-up play. Saw there was nobody toward the back of the line, so Averett now serving with Mounts. Good. Gets it over on the reception, but Averett can't put it down. 4-1 now the score. Ella Courtney now to serve. She'll get it in for Randolph-Macon. Raines with the reception now to Moore, now looking for Wilkerson. And she gets it down despite the efforts there by Courtney. Just couldn't control it, and the Cougars get the point and now control the serve with Wilkerson. Wilkerson had 3 kills in the opening set, tied with the lines. Mounts was the leader with 5 as that one hard to handle, but Macon gets it over. Now Moore will set Valines. Valines gets it down for the point. They're back within 5-3. Wilkerson with the serve. Good. Now attacked by Hall. Stays on Randolph-Macon's side. Now Latch sends it over. Cougars just push it over. And now Smith tries to dump it, but Averett right there. Hatcher with a big swing. Now Latch. And back and forth we go. Latch again. Moore with the dig. Larios just gets it over. Now Latch with another push over. Wilkerson gets it to Valines. Valines not enough on it to get it over, and it'll go in the net. In the first set, 3 Yellow Jackets tied for the team high with kills with 4. Hall, Latch, and Millie Mock. And Smith able to get that serve in for an ace. And we're going to see Cadence Woodruff check in for the Cougars in place of Mounts. Defensive move there to bring in Woodruff. And right to her it goes. Now Valines with the attack. Good there. Now Smith to Hall. Averett now gets it over to Hatcher. Hatcher, little roll shot. And now Mock with an attack. Averett sets up Valines. But good play there at the net by the Yellow Jackets, and Latch finishes it off with a kill. Latch came into today with 3.5 kills per set, leading the Yellow Jackets offense. Smith Serve goes long, and it will be a Cougar point as Rachel Green checks back in for Averett in place of Dayton Moore. Melissa Hatcher with the serve. Latch to Smith, to Mock. Good dig there by Woodliff. Now Smith sets Latch again, but Rachel Green there with her hands up and gets the block. Larios might have jumped as well there. Averett back within 8-5. Hatcher back to serve. The freshman sends it over to the back corner. Kaplan with the reception. Now Smith. Now Mock didn't get it over her, but it was now Mock with another attack, but Larios and Valines there with the block assist. And the Cougars finding some momentum here early in set 2. Down by a couple points. Good crowd here for the Cougars' first home match, straight up match, as Mock just puts that one in the net. Averett opened the season with its annual Cougar Classic, a 2-day, 2-court tournament. But they've been on the road ever since that opening weekend, so this is their first duel since. Now back within 1. Latch with the attack. Raines got a hand on it but couldn't control it. And Macon gets the point. Latch back to serve. Woodliff to Hatcher, now back to Green. Smith with the initial dig. And Goods attack a little wide toward the Averett bench. It'll go out for an Averett point as Mounts checks back in for Woodliff. And Valines back to serve for the Cougars. Valines coming into the day with 2.79 kills per set. As Smith sets it for Mock. Mock a little long. Now we got a tie here, 9-9 here in set 2. Valines back to serve. And Good can't handle it. And it'll be an ace for the Cougars. And they take the 10-9 lead after trailing early in this one. Valines with the serve, but sails long. Allison Kaplan back. Kaplan with the serve. Mounts over to Hatcher. Now over to Larios. Larios trying to find in that back line, but just a tad bit long. Not by much, though. Much to the dismay of the Averett fans over in that corner. Kaplan back to serve again. Raines able to get it up over to Mounts. Now Averett just gets it over, but unable to keep it in the lines for another Randolph-Macon point. 12-10 the score. That one over to Mounts. Now Hatcher sends it for Mounts, coming across the middle and gets it down. Good set there by Hatcher for Mounts. He got a good swing on it. Rains back to serve for Averett. Gets it over, good. Now to Smith, back to good. Flies, able to get it up over to Hatcher. Now to Mounts. Swing just a little wide. And it'll be point Randolph-Macon. Vitek checking back in to serve. That serve over to Mounts, now over Wilkerson with the attack and gets it in at the net. Good play there by Allie Wilkerson. And the Cougars get the point now. Dayton Moore back to serve as she re-enters the lineup. Dayton Moore back to serve, sends it over. Courtney with the attack. Good job by Wilkerson to keep it up. Now Mounts with a strong swing and gets it to fall for an Averett point to tie it up 13-13. Moore serve. Over to Wade. Now tough set there. Smith just a little errant. And Cougars take a 1-point lead, 14-13 here in set 2. Moore back to serve, sends this one long. Wade able to get it though. And now that one falls in for a Macon point. I believe that was Carly Morris with the attack. Now good with the serve. Cougars, a little miscommunication there and can't get it over. Served by Good. Now Moore over to Wilkerson, trying to dump it in the middle and just gets it over the fingertips and into middle of the court where nobody was able to get to it. Good play there by Wilkerson. She's had a couple of those tonight. Now Mounts back to serve. Kaplan with the reception. Now Latch, but the line's right there. Now Moore sends it back to Mounts, and that one just got away from her. 16-15 Yellow Jackets. Crowd getting loud here. As Cadence Woodruff checking in, getting some applause, I think, from the softball team. Woodruff also a member of Averett's softball team. Serve received by the Lions. Now Averett setting up Wilkerson, but Yellow Jackets right there. The push over by Moore. And now Hall sends it over. Good job by Averett there to get it over. Moore steps up Valines. Valines with the attack. And a blocking error by Caitlin Smith. She was in the net. However, it was going to be a kill either way on the swing. Macon couldn't handle it. Tied up again, 16-16. This one's been a thriller so far. Wilkerson with the serve. Smith sends it over to Latch, and she's able to put it down for a point. Millie Mock checks back in for the Yellow Jackets as Smith goes back to serve. Smith, the freshman out of Greensboro, North Carolina, about 45 minutes away from home. As the Cougars just get that one over, but Hall right there to put it down on the attack. 18-16 now in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Smith serve. Gets over. Now the attack by Valines. On a great set by Dayton Moore. Good atmosphere tonight in the Grand Center. Nice and loud. And for the Cougars' first true home match of the year. Hatcher back to serve. Smith sets Hall. Cougars, good job to get it over though. Now Latch with the attack. Cadence Woodliff there. Now Hatcher sends it over to Valines. Valines trying to get it inside that back corner, but just a tad bit out. Hard to tell from that angle, but it did look a little long. 19-17 the score. Latch back to serve. Woodliff can't control it, and a 3-point advantage for the Yellow Jackets, and timeout called by the Cougars here. We'll take it with them. And welcome back. We are in set two. Randolph-Macon up 20-17 coming out of the Averett timeout here. Yellow Jackets looking to go up 2-0 in this match. Averett trying to even it out, 1-1. Got some work cut out for them, but the Cougars fought back hard in set one. Came up a little short. Latch with the serve, and Raines unable to control it. Point Randolph-Macon. Ninth ace of the night for the Yellow Jackets. As Latch back to serve again. Woodliff to Hatcher. Now Valines. Good swing there, but Smith able to attack wide. Nearly caught in, but the line judge correctly called out. And the Cougars back within three. Valines back to serve. The junior just gets it over. Good. Nice dig. Now Mock with the attack. Hatcher sends it up to Mounts, but set a little bit off and can't get it over. 22-18 the score. Kaplan back to serve. Raines to Hatcher. Pushed over by Green. Now good with the swing, but a little bit wide. And into the net. Just a little mishit off the hand. Averett back 22-19 now. Raines back to serve. Smith able to set Morris, who puts it right down the middle and off the Cougars. And another timeout coming for Averett, their second timeout, trailing 23-19. We'll take it with them here on the Averett Sports Network on Flow College. Welcome back. 23-19 the score here in set two. Randolph-Macon ahead and controlling the serve here as Karen Kwiatek back to serve. Lines to Hatcher. Now Green with the attack. Now Smith sends it over to Good. Good able to drop it in off the initial touch. And set point coming here for the Yellow Jackets, looking to go up 2-0 here. Lines to Hatcher, now to Green. Green with a roll shot. Controlled by the Yellow Jackets. They'll just get it over. Now Hatcher gets over to Mounts. Mounts with a big swing and gets it in. Nobody home on that back line, and the Cougars stay alive here, 24-20. As Dayton Moore checks back in, and just as I mentioned in the first set, this is the person you want back there, Dayton Moore. Back to serve. Long serve. Kaplan gets it over to Smith, now to Good. Good with the attack, wide. No touch, it's out, and that'll be point Cougars, 24-21. Moore back to serve again. Trying to work her magic. Gets it over Wade, now to Smith. Latch with the attack. The Cougars, Wilkerson got a touch on it at the net, and it drops in for the winning point. 25-21. That's how the second set goes. Randolph-Macon takes this one. They lead 2-0 here. We'll go to set three, but we're going to take a quick break here on the Averett Sports Network, brought to you by Flow College.
Health has the heart care you need to stay healthy. As a Duke Health affiliate in heart care, they are backed by the latest Duke guidelines and research, providing our community with enhanced quality health care. Whether it's cardiac screening or emergency heart care at their accredited chest pain center, they provide quality treatment close to home. Sova Health, heart care to live your healthiest life. Visit online at sovahealth.com/heart.
University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
Welcome back. We go to set 3 here on the Averett Sports Network. I'm Drew Wilson. Thanks for tuning in. Here's Randolph-Macon up 2-0 on Averett. Randolph-Macon with the set here, or is with the serve first here. Good, sends it over. Now Cougars with the attack now. Latch, good swing there, but good dig there by Mounts. And a block at the net. Latch and Morris able to go up and get the block assist there for the first point of set 3. It's been a tight one so far if you're just joining us. Averett just hadn't been able to pull out a set yet, but they've been right there. Good attack by Wilkerson, but really good dig by Kaplan. That one just gets over. Wilkerson just get it over. And Averett saves it. Now Mounts with the attack, but a little low and in the net for Randolph-Macon's second point here. Up 2-0. Macon had a big lead in the first set. Averett comes back to make it a challenge, but fell 25-23. As Latch able to put that one down on the ball that just got over the net from the Cougars. Another tight one in set 2. Randolph-Macon able to pull that one out 25-21. So good with the serve. Mounts unable to control it. And a quick 4-point swing here to start things in the third set for Randolph-Macon. That one over Raines. Can't get it over to Moore. And make it 5-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets here. 11 aces so far today for the Yellow Jackets. And make it 12. And a timeout by Emma Nash here early on as Randolph-Macon out to a 6-0 lead. We'll take it with them here on the Averett Sports Network. Welcome back, coming out of the Averett timeout. Cougars down 6-0 early here in the third set. Mia Good back to serve. Had 5 kills through the first 2 sets. Hatcher able to get that one up over to Moore. Now Valines with the attack. Good with the dig. Now Smith over to Latch and puts it down the line for a kill. Latch has been the key to the Yellow Jackets through the first 2 sets. She led the team with 8 kills with a .240 hitting percentage. Good with the serve. Hatcher to Moore. Now Wilkerson gets it over. Now ball stays with Randolph-Macon. Latch with another attack. Raines there with the dig. Now Moore sets it up for Mounts. Mounts sends it long. And the Cougars having trouble breaking into the scoring column here in the third set. Down 8-0. Good back to serve. Now Hatcher over to Moore. Now Valines gets it over. Smith will set latch. Roll shot over Moore there. Now Raines with a set for Mounts. And Morris able to get the solo block right in the middle there. And puts it right down for a 9-0 advantage here for Randolph-Macon. Moore gets it up for Wilkerson, drops it in, but a great dig there by Kaplan. Keeps it alive, and Yellow Jackets get it over. Now Moore sets Valines. Valines able to get it off a couple of Yellow Jackets' hands for the kill. And the first point, a much-needed point for the Cougars. Valines her 7th kill, one behind Mounts in this matchup. Lines with the serve. And good swing there by Morris to get it off a couple fingertips at the net. And it goes out, will be a Yellow Jacket point as Morris, the freshman out of King and Queen County, Virginia, back to serve. Raines with the reception. Moore over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson drops it in. Now Latch sends it wide. Looked like she just got a little off balance on that swing and couldn't control it. 10-2 now the score, and Wilkerson back to serve for Averett. Sends that one over. Latch with the attack. Wilkerson right there though. Moore over to Mounts. Mounts just kind of flings it over. And Smith took a peek there and able to dump it right in the middle of the court. Nobody there on the Avery defense. And 11-2 now the score as Millie Mox checking back in for the Yellow Jackets as Smith goes back to serve. Smith sends it over. Bounce to Moore. Now Larios with the attack. Smith with a good dig there. Now Latch sends it over. Larios pushes it over to that back corner, but good there. Now Mock with the attack and gets it to drop. This third set has been all Yellow Jackets, up by 10. Mounts with the attack, but a block. Looked like maybe Hall and Mock. (13-2) now. Mounts has trouble, but the Cougars able to adapt and get it over. Mock now with the swing, sends it long and out. Much needed point there for Averett, back within 10 as Hatcher back to serve for the Cougars. Dig by Good, set by Smith, attack by Latch. Stays with Randolph-Macon, now Latch. The second attempt a little long. Nobody calling for a touch there, so Averett point. Hatcher back to serve. Gets it to Latch. Now Smith back to Latch, pushes it over. And the Cougars, great effort there. First touch was by Hatcher. And Valines had kind of dove out and couldn't quite get that ball back up to get it to somebody to get it over. And so another point for the Yellow Jackets here. 14-4 the score. Raines with the reception. Now Hatcher to Mounts. Mounts, good swing, but good job by the Yellow Jackets. And an attack goes in favor of the Yellow Jackets there. Good with the kill. An 11-point advantage here for Randolph-Macon. Cougars able to get it over. And believe they say Smith was in the net on the set. So point Averett gets it back within 10. Looks like they'll mop up a wet spot on the court on Averett's side. Cougars, quick turnaround. They're back in action tomorrow right here in the Grand Center, hosting number 23 Virginia Wesleyan at 11 a.m. So don't get much rest after this one before they have to take the court tomorrow against the Marlins. Currently nationally ranked. And looks like we're set to go as Mounts serves it up. Smith sets Hall. Good block there by Larios. Able to get it down. And they're going to say Larios was over the net. And the point will go toward Randolph-Macon. Tough break there by the Cougars. Looked like they finally had something go their way here in the set. Third set has not been kind to them as Valines with the attack. Stays with Averett. Now Green with the swing. Good dig, but it goes back over to Averett. Hatcherwood trying to dump it in the middle, but Randolph-Macon right there. Now Good with a swing. Woodruff sends it over to Hatcher. Now Valines gets it over. Mock with a swing for the Yellow Jackets. Averett with the attack by Green, and Averett somehow able to get it over. Now Good with the good swing there. Averett will call timeout after losing that point. 17-5 the score here. And welcome back in set 3 here at the Grand Center in Danville, Virginia. Randolph-Macon up 2-0 here in this matchup. And the Yellow Jackets in control here in this third set, 17-5. Coming out of the Averett timeout. It'll be Kaplan back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to put this away in 3, but the Cougars have been fighting all night. We'll see if they can maybe make something happen here. Cougars able to just get that one over. Now Smith will set up Latch. Great dig by Woodruff to get it over, but right back to a big swing from the Yellow Jackets and a kill. 18-5 now the score. Kaplan back to serve again. Raines just got it up over to Hatcher. Now Green with the attack. Now Smith sets it for Good. Good job at the net by the Cougars. Now Latch with a swing, off balance, but it works. Cougars a little bit out of place there to defend that attack. 19-5 now. Green gets it over. Now Mock with a big swing and hits the pole. Antenna for Actually, that was off of the Cougars, I believe. So it will be point Randolph-Macon, 20-5. But that one served right into the net. Grace Osvig checks in for the first time tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Freshman out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, seeing her first action of the evening. Rains back to serve for Averett. Sends it over. Finds Osvig. Now Mock with the attack. Good job by Woodruff. Now they'll send it over to Valines with a little roll shot. And Latch with the attack. Makes it 21-6. Kwiatek now back in to serve for Randolph-Macon. Hoping to finish this one off. Cougars unable to control that serve, and another point for the Yellow Jackets, now within 3 of putting this one away. Tough break for the Cougars, and this one just hasn't gone their way in this third set. They were right there the first 2 sets with Randolph-Macon. The Lions roll shot over. And skips that attack there by Caitlin Smith. Makes it 23-6. Lines to Hatcher, now back to the lines. Good dig by Latch. And now Courtney gets it over. Averett will go to Green. And looks like they're going to call an attack error on Morris at the net. And Dayton Moore back to serve for the Cougars. 23-7 your score here in the third set. Osvig, big swing, but really good dig there by Woodruff, and the Cougars able to get the point. Her teammates giving her some love. Cadence Woodruff. And a really solid dig there to keep that ball alive. Moore back to serve. And gets the ace off the hands of Kwiatek. (23-9) now. Osvig, big swing, and the Cougars won't be able to control it. And match point now for Randolph-Macon. It'll be Osvig. Cougars send it over to Hatcher, freshman. Couldn't quite get it over, and that'll do it. 25-9 here, the final score. In set 3, Randolph-Macon wins 3-0 here over the Cougars in an ODAC matchup here at the Grant Center. Taking a look at the final stats here for the Cougars. They were led by Sydney Mounts' 8 kills. Allie Wilkerson with 7. Woodruff 11 digs. Came up big there. But for Randolph-Macon, it was all about Allison Latch. 13 kills. Match high between both teams. Mock also with 7. Kaplan 15 digs to lead the Yellow Jackets as they improve to 7-2, 2-0 in the ODAC. Averett drops to 2-8 overall, 0-2 in the ODAC, heading into tomorrow's matchup with Virginia Wesleyan at 11 a.m. right here in the Grant Center. Be sure to check that out. We'll have that right here on the Averett Sports Network, brought to you by Flow College. So tune in to that tomorrow. As always, be sure to follow us at AverU Cougars. And be sure to check out all the latest news on AverettCougars.com. I'm Drew Wilson. Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Averett Women's Volleyball. We'll catch you next time.